Hey guys, here are the notes for Wednesday 4/29 and Thursday 4/30. Okay, so we're gonna skip ahead a little bit. We're gonna go from, I think we had last time day 9, so we're up to day 12. This is going to be 2 parts. Okay, guys. Obviously, the first part's going to be a little easier, introducing, solving, and the second part's going to be a little bit more complicated. If you're looking in your book or if you have some sort of resource online, this is chapter 10-5. Okay, here we go. First of all, very important vocab word here, or I should say property that you guys need to understand. This is called the zero product property. Okay, what this says is for every real number a and b, okay, if a times b equals 0, so look at, if I'm going to multiply 2 things together, in this case a times b, and it equals 0, that tells us something, okay? It tells us either a has to be 0 or b has to be 0. Okay, so only way to get 0 as a product is to multiply by 0. Okay, very important concept, so try to remember that throughout this lesson today. All right, okay, look at example number 1. All right, it says solve this. So now we're going to start getting into where we're going to factor our trinomials in order to solve an equation. Okay, all right, so using this property, all right, x plus 4 times x minus 2 is equal to 0. All right, if this is the case, and you guys, this is going to be the final step when we're solving an equation. So we're trying to break it down. All right, we are going to take each of these factors. So I'm going to take the x plus the 4 and the x minus the 2. And since I'm multiplying them and I'm getting 0, either the x plus 4 is 0 or the x minus 2 is 0. So what I did was I took both factors and I set them equal to 0. Okay? All right, well, if I go ahead and solve each equation, I'm going to subtract 4. So x equals negative 4. And I'm going to add 2 to both sides. Okay? X equals 2. All right? Those are my answers. So x equals negative 4 and 2. Okay? All right. Very simple. If I were to take negative 4 and plug it back in, negative 4 plus 4 is 0. 0 times this is 0. Or if I plug in 2, all right, 2 minus 2 is 0. 0 times this is going to be 0. So both of these numbers will make that equation true. We call these zeros, okay? Zeros. Now this one says write as an ordered pair, so I can write these as an ordered pair. So negative 4 comma 0 and 2 comma 0. Remember, those are the x's. Those are the x coordinates. So there you go. All right, let's do the same thing for example number 2. 2x plus 3 times x minus 5. All right, I'm going to take each factor, 2x plus 3, set that equal to 0. And x minus 5. All right, this is one of those things where we'll do this over and over and over again, okay? So this is why I get frustrated, a month from now or next year in Algebra 2 when you guys still don't know how to do this. It's pretty simple. All right, let's go ahead and solve this. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 3 from both sides. So 2x equals negative 3. Divide by 2. Negative 3 over 2. And then this one, all I have to do is add 5 to both sides, so I get x equals 5. So those are my zeros. If I wanted to rewrite those as an ordered pair, 0 and 5 comma 0. Those are my ordered pairs. Okay? If I were to plug those into my equation, all right, it would satisfy and it would equal 0. Okay, example 3, solve each equation. Be sure the equation is in standard form. All right, do you guys remember what standard form is? Standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c. Remember, the exponents have to be in descending order. Is this one in standard form? Yep, yes it is. All right, let's go ahead and factor this. Now this just goes back to what we did in lesson 8 and 8A and 9 of factoring. Okay, you can use whatever method you want. Don't worry about it. All right, so I'm going to use X in the box method. Okay, all right, so what goes up here, remember it's A times C, so negative 42, and this is a 1, okay, B is 1. Two numbers that multiply to negative 42 that add up to 1. Remember, they're negative. All right, so let's see here. Let's go negative 7 and a positive 6. Those two multiply to negative 42 and they add up to, no, they don't. This would be a positive 7 and a negative 6. There we go. All right, so here we go. I got x squared negative 42. All right. We're going to go 7x and negative 6x. Okay. All right, these two have a x in common, so do these two. This is negative 6, and this has got to be a positive 7. So my factors are x minus 6 and x plus 7. Now, what I'm going to do, since I'm solving this, here's the difference, okay? Remember, we just factored it, but now I'm going to take this and set this equal to 0, because it's still equal to 0, right? So we took that trinomial, we factored it, and now all you do, you guys, is you do the same thing you just did right up here, okay? We take each factor, and we're going to set it equal to 0. X minus 6 equals 0. X plus 7 equals 0. Add 6 to both sides. And then subtract 7. There's my answers. 6 comma 0 and negative 7 comma 0. All right. Fantastic. All right, let me show you guys something real quick on the calculator, okay? All right, and you guys can use decimals for this or your calculator if you have a TI-84. All right, watch. I'm gonna plug in my equation, or my, equation. So x squared plus x minus 42, all right? Two things. All right, if I go to my table, look at my zeros, okay? 6 comma 0, there's one answer. And negative 7 comma 0 is my other answers. All right, the solutions to this quadratic are those zeros, or when the output or the y value is equal to 0. All right, if I went to my graph, if I looked at a picture of it, okay, what you'll notice is when the graph crosses the x-axis, those are my answers. Negative 7 comma 0 and 6 comma 0. All right? So you could find the answers to this quadratic, because think about it. We're setting the y value equal to 0. All right? So it's going to tell us what the x coordinate is when y equals 0. All right, now this one right here, b, is not in standard form. So we got to rewrite it. X squared minus 12x plus 36 equals 0. We had to add 36 to bring it over to that side. Okay? All right, now you can use your box method. You could use your grouping method. All right? So since A is 1, okay, I can go ahead and do this. I know that my signs are both going to be negative. So x and x. Two numbers that multiply to 36 and add to negative 12. Well, that's pretty simple. That's 6 times 6. Take each factor. Now, if you notice, the factors are the same, so really we just have to do it for one of them. So x minus 6 equals 0, so x equals 6. So 6 comma 0 is my 0. All right, so let me show you something interesting about this one. How many answers or how many zeros did I have? I only had 1, right? So x squared minus 12x plus 36. All right, look at this one. This one only crosses the x-axis one place at 6. Okay, notice that. So there you go. All right, let's go letter C here. All right, so we're going to have 3y squared minus 11y plus 10 equals 0. All right, let's use the x. So I'm going to multiply 3 times 10, 30, negative 11 in the middle. Okay, two numbers that multiply, let's go negative 5 and negative 6. That works. All right, I'm gonna group with this one. So 3y squared minus 6y minus 5y and then plus 10. Okay, group. So these two, let's see here. These two are going to have a 3 in common, so 3y. Left with y minus 2. Now you notice with this one, I'm going to take out a negative 5, and that's going to leave me with y minus 2. All right, so I'm going to have 3y minus 5 times y minus 2. Now remember, this is still equal to 0, okay, guys? So all this work was just to factor it. Now I'm going to find my answers from those factors, okay? I'm going to move down here for a little bit more room. I'm going to take 3y minus 5, set that equal to 0, and y minus 2 and set that equal to 0. So 3y is going to be equal to 5, so y equals 5/3, and y equals 2 for that one. So this one has two answers. 5/3 comma 0 and 2 comma 0. Okay, and there you go.